Shalom, shalom, family. Glad to be here with y'all one more time. All praises to the Most High. Hope and pray that each and everybody had a blessed Shabbat, a restful Shabbat. Got to catch up on your rest. Got to catch up on some word. Just hope it was just blessed and whatever you needed it to be. I hope and pray that's what it was. I'm glad to be here. And I've said it in my comments and I've said it in posting things like that, I'm pretty sure, but I need to say thank you. I'm super happy for getting past 1,000 subscribers. Shocked to my system, man. I first got on here. Well, when I first got on here years and years ago, before I started posting any content or anything like that, I just wanted to be on here just to look, and I basically set up a profile so that I could actually like say stuff and comment underneath for posts and stuff like that. Back in those days, you could actually talk to people and had an inbox on here. Then after that, like my more recent goals was just to get 500,000 followers. Well, friends and family, as I say, but as they call followers, just so that I could post pictures, because that's mostly, I feel like that's a big part of my ministry, if that's what you want to call it, just like the memes and stuff that I come across and reposting them and sharing them, because a lot of those be speaking volumes without me even opening my mouth. You feel me? So when they reintroduced that feature, I wanted to be able to do that, and they wouldn't let me till I had 500,000. So that was my goal. That's what I came to do. So the fact that I got like double that now, I can't say nothing but all praises to the Most High. Thank you to my brothers, New Breed, that had me on, and I remember him telling people to come check out the profile. And then more recently, my brother Mark the Messenger, who told people to come and check me out, man. So all praise to the Most High, and thank you to those brothers and anybody else who directed anybody my way. My sister, Truth is Amazing on IG, who also posted some of my content and told people to come check it out. So I just hope and pray that anybody who told you to come see me, that they're not disappointed. Y'all not disappointed, But I'm just brother over here, just trying to the best of my ability to bring out what the Most High put on my heart to say to His people. Whoever would want to hear it, whoever had the ears to hear it. And this week, hopefully and prayerfully, will be no different. The message I got, I prayed for something to say to the Most High's people. And what came to me when I opened the book up, my sister Nick used to always say, if you don't know what to read when you open your Bible, she was like, just pray and open it up, and the page you open it up to is going to be something on there you need to see. And it's never stood me wrong yet. So shout out to Nick too. All right, it's what we gonna call this week. Be mindful of the company that you keep. Something you always gotta do. The brother, the YouTuber, the big YouTuber, put some respect on that name. The brother Hassan Campbell always said like this: pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. But I'm just gonna keep it the old school, old fashioned way. Be mindful of the company that you keep. Gonna start out with Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 13 verse 3. There's gonna be a couple groups of people that we should, a couple types or kinds of people that we should try to keep out of our circle, or try not to join ourselves to their circle for real, because they be the ones having the circle a lot of times. A lot of people like who I used to be, people pleaser, just wanted to fit in, just wanted to belong somewhere. So that could be dangerous too, in and of itself. But let's get into this. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 3. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that have fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Good News Translation. If you touch tar, it will stick to you. And if you keep company with arrogant people, you will come to be just like them. I know that to be a fact, because I remember for a period of time, I used to hang with a guy, and used to be like arrogant, but all the ladies liked him. So I was like, man, shoot, I need to be more like him. I need to start picking up, like some pointers and tips and stuff from him for real. And I remember used to, like he was a person who would give you compliments and stuff like that about yourself. And that's something that made it even more endearing to be around him. And before I knew it, I started taking to heart the stuff that he was saying about me, and I found myself arrogant. And I was like, hold on, I've never been like this. I would hear myself say certain things, and like In the New Testament, it say Peter said something about like stir up your remembrance, and I just like I would hear myself back in my head like, did I just say that? Like, ew, that's not my character. I don't act like that, you know. So just be careful. Sometimes you hanging out with people, you might think that you changing their mind or changing being an influence on them, but the whole time they could be influencing you even more so. So be careful of that. Let's get the Good News Translation, how they put it. If you touch tar, which is what pitch is, if anybody didn't know, it's tar. If you touch tar, it will stick to you. And if you keep company with arrogant people, you will come to be just like them. And I can tell you firsthand that that is true. Contemporary English Version. Can you stay humble if your friends are proud? Only if you can handle tar and stay clean. Yeah, man. So that right there, I know to be true. So that's one group. Stay away from arrogant folks, man. Don't make them your friends. Don't be in a circle of arrogant folks, because you gonna end up acting arrogant. And even if that's not you, that's not even the way how you were raised or nothing the way how you been all the time. Once you start incorporating yourself with those folks, then you gonna end up being just like that. One day something gonna come out your mouth and you gonna be like, hold up, did I just say that? Nah, I ain't say that. That's not even me for real. So be careful of that. That's one type to be careful of. Let's get into another one. Well, actually, it just goes into this even more. This is 1 Corinthians in the New Testament, chapter 15 and 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. Amplified Bible. Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals. So even if you had good morals, you was raised right, if you hanging out with bad company, a bad group of people, or some wild, ill, whatever you want to call them, off the chain folks, you gonna find yourself doing some off the chain things too. Because you want to belong, you want to fit in, and even if you don't think that's the case, trust and believe me, been there too. I remember a young lady called me up one night. Friend of, I mean, we went to school together, but we never really like talked like that. But I used to work overnight, and as a result of me working overnight, like one of the things I love to do is just be on social media, and I just stay up, because the job that it wasn't like a hard job. It was just like the main thing of the job was just staying up, staying awake. It's a security job. So I would just go through my messenger and I would just answer anybody who had messaged me. So I saw that one of my friends, one of my former classmates had messaged me. And the person told me that their mom was friends with one of the moms of one of my former friends that I used to hang with, a group of guys that I used to hang with. And she was like, one day her mom said to the one of my former associates' mom said to this person's mom that they felt like that her son and some more of the associates had corrupted me. Now me, at first it hit my ego. So I was like, hold up, man. If anything, I influence people. Don't nobody influence me. Ain't nobody no bad influence on me. That's what they said, it was a bad influence on me. And I was just sitting there like ready to go hard, ready to go with a response, trying to think of what I was gonna say back and all that. Like, man, don't nobody influence me. Do nothing. Do what I want to do. If anything, I made these people do something that they wasn't getting ready to do. But then I really, really thought about it, really let it marinate before responding. I was like, hold up, she might got a point, you know? Because at that time, these guys, like, I desperately wanted to be a ladies' man, and these guys, some of these guys anyway, not all these guys were ladies' men. And I wanted to be, so I did want to pick up some tips and pointers. So some stuff that I probably wouldn't have done, or some stuff that they was doing, I might be like, oh man, that ain't my thing. But hey, the ladies like them, and that's what they doing. So hey, maybe I do need to do more of this or more of that or whatever. So thinking about it for real, I did pick up some habits. I did pick up some ways, So like Jeremiah say, also I gotta admit, it say their deeds overpass the deeds of the wicked. This is Jeremiah 5 and 28. So in some cases, my deeds probably overpass the deeds of the people who was originally doing the bad boy stuff. And the thing about that is like, let me be clear first. wasn't no, I'm not speaking of no criminal activity or nothing super crazy. It's just typical teenage young man BS that us guys do, whatever. What these females call sometimes F boy behavior and stuff like that. Stuff like that. Wasn't nothing against the law or nothing like that. I ain't never been out that mob. Never. I'm the nerd. As a person put out a video earlier this week. One of my brothers sent it to me. Shout out, brother Los sent it to me, and it was a brother talking about how he was a rapper, and he was rapping about he never did none of the stuff that all the other rappers brag about doing. And it's funny because back in the day, I used to try rap, and I used to have a song in my head that I wanted to put together about me saying the same things. Like, I never done this, I never touched this. Like, the only time I ever seen like drug stuff like that was watching Miami Vice when I was little, and I still ain't even know what it was then. I still don't know what it is now. Don't want to know, but I mean, just typical stuff with girls and what they people would call like I guess like womanizing behavior and stuff like that. And I still never got good at it. Like one of my exes was like, "You're not a very good liar, babe." So I never got good at it, but even the fact that entertaining doing anything like that, just hanging around people and seeing them do it, I'm like, hey man, maybe I should try this, or maybe this would be slick, or whatever. And not at the same time, not saying that I was just pristine and never had any, like any of the stuff was my idea too, because that was the whole thing. I was looked at. I just had an innocent look about myself. So like I was looked at as the quiet boy, the good boy out the crew or whatever like that. So when people see me do stuff, it was like 10 times worse than somebody else doing it. Oh, we expect that from him, but we don't expect that from you. We're disappointed in you. And that's what would be a lot of it. And I remember one time having a debate with that same mom about something that I thought was a good idea, and she said it wasn't. But I'm doing research on it and stuff and showing how it's a good idea, and it really wasn't a good idea. At the end of the day, I admit it now, but back then my pride and stuff would not allow me to admit that it wasn't a good idea and just say, you know what, you right, and showing respect to an elder. Back then, I just had to be right. So that's pretty true. Hanging out with wicked friends leads to wicked ends, as the scripture would say. And not calling nobody directly wicked, but mischievous. I'll put it that way. My probably say mischievous. Yeah, definitely would admit that. I remember when I came home with my first tattoo, my mama cried like a baby, and I felt so bad, but not bad enough not to go get some more. But I did feel bad, man. But to be fair about that, I can't all the way blame that. Well, really, I can't blame that on the company that I was keeping and stuff like that, because when I was a little boy, I remember going to the beach. Our family used to go to Wildwood, New Jersey. I remember going to the beach and I saw this Caucasian guy. He was like a rocker type of guy, and he was just walking down the beach and he just was all tatted up, and I just was like, that looks slick. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna do that when I grow up. And she was like, no, you ain't either. And that was just the end of the conversation. But in my mind, I really was going to do that. And then I got older and I saw more and more people that were like my color doing the same thing. That just made me want to do it even more. And then these guys was being the ones that all the ladies liked and stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah. Turned 18, got to go get out and go somewhere without my folks. Oh yeah, definitely came home with this little one. But it wasn't even colored in that time. Didn't even have the words underneath it. But that was enough that my mama didn't want to see that. So like definitely felt bad about it. But it definitely didn't stop me from going and getting 29 more. You feel me? But and to be fair to me on that, to my defense or whatever, like nobody showed me in the Bible where it said we wasn't supposed to do it at that time. People would say, "Oh, that's in the Bible. You ain't supposed to do that. You ain't supposed to have that." But when I would ask them for chapter and verse, nobody could give it to me. And that was until I ran across one of my pastor's daughter. She and I became good friends, and she finally put me that verse. But by that time, I already had 30 of them. So I wish somebody would have showed it to me sooner. And then to this day, there's other brothers that say that they have a whole different interpretation on what's the verse right there that I'm looking for? It is Leviticus 19 and 28 about printing marks and making cuttings in your flesh. But to this day, there's brothers that have different understanding on those verses, and they do have texts and stuff like that. But all I know for me personally, most of the ones that I got, they don't represent who I am as a person now. They might have represented who I was back then, but they don't represent me now. So for me, they was bad decisions. For me, I don't want no more. So I just leave it at that. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 8 and 15, another group. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee, for he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him. Good News Translation. You should not travel with anyone who is reckless. That's what they meant by bold. Reckless. It will cause you nothing but trouble. He will do any foolish thing he pleases, and you will die with him. We all know some reckless folks, so I ain't no need to go into that one in great detail, but just reckless people like we talked about last time we talked with them young ladies that was tearing up their place and ready to beat up people over some ketchup packets. That's reckless. So you know anybody reckless like that, that's for the brothers and the sisters. You know reckless people when you see them. Stay away from them too. Last category for this particular get together that we having right now, we gonna talk about Proverbs 24, 1 and 2. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them, for their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. God's Word Translation. Do not envy evil people, or wish you were with them. It's easy to envy those who we perceive to be winning. And people don't go into why they winning or all the stuff behind the scenes, but there's people that we think is winning. Sometimes it might be evil. Just do that investigation. Verse 2, because their minds plot violence and their lips talk trouble. Don't think you just gonna hang around them and you gonna stay clean. Like we just said, you can't touch that pitch, touch that tar, and stay clean. You can't hang around certain kinds of people and keep yourself from picking up some of their habits and doing some of the things they do, or even just being in the wrong place at the wrong time with those people. I just sung at a funeral like 2 weeks ago, and everybody was saying that the brother who was laying there before us was a good guy, and the only way that what happened to him had to be just him being in the wrong place, wrong time, with the wrong people. So that could be very, very detrimental. So keep that in mind. And this we gonna get it out of the we just said it, just like touching the tub, man. Just like you can't touch certain stuff and stay clean. Can't touch certain people, can't be around certain people, and intend to stay clean and intend to stay as yourself. Like people want to get into certain industries, certain businesses, and they say, "Oh, I know it's a wicked business, I know it's a wicked line of work or whatever, but I'm gonna let my light shine and I'm gonna be the difference." Sometimes everybody else put your light on, you end up being just like everybody else. You ain't make no difference on them, they made a difference on you. And that's not to discourage anybody. If the Most High put that in you to be the difference maker, then of course nobody can stop you. But some people just like to pick that up and make that their mantra. And I've seen a lot of people that thought they was gonna make differences, and I see them now, they very different. And where they attempted to make a difference at, still the same. So with that being said, we gonna wrap it up right here. Cause to be totally honest with y'all, I gotta upload a bunch of my prior videos to my external drive, because it's taking up all of my memory on my phone, and I only have like 2 more minutes before it's gonna stop me from recording. So before it stopped me in the middle of a word or a sentence or something, I'm gonna go ahead and stop. But like I said, I hope and pray everybody had a restful Shabbat. And if y'all want more on this same topic, let it be known in the comments. And to my brother, Sacred Clown, that left a comment last time and wanted me to do a talk on spiritual warfare. That's on the way, working on it. So most high willing, that'll be coming soon. And if y'all want more on this topic right here, let me know in the comments. We'll make that happen too, most high willing. Shalom, shalom to each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. And most high willing, we'll meet again real soon.